Hello.
Hi, everyone.
Hello, man.
Hello.
How's it going?
That's an interesting combination.
Yeah, well, they brought me one to drink, and they brought me another one, and I've been saving it to give to David Anders, not just because, you know, he's my BFF, but on the information regarding our panel, when it was listing the cast, and they were like, oh, and fan favorites, David Anders and Rob Buckley, I'm like, we've made it. So I was like, we can be BFFs, like, bro fan favorites. And I've been waiting for like 30 minutes to make that stupid joke to Anders, and everyone at every table's like, what's the deal? It's all for a stupid pun. How's everyone doing?
All good. It's a new show. Can you just introduce us to the show and your character?
Yes. So, in a nutshell, the show follows Liv Moore, for those who haven't put that together. It took me a while. As she's kind of a typical type A med student, and has this incident at this party gone awry where she wakes up as a zombie. She has to eat human brains to sort of keep her humanity, which is why she quits her residency and works at the morgue. No one is aware of her condition except her boss at the morgue, the medical examiner. I play Major Lillywhite, her ex-fiancé, who they were sort of like the ideal couple up until this event, and then she just breaks our relationship off, which is kind of where we find my character in the wake of being broken up with, not knowing what happened, and sort of asking if there's still a chance to hold out for hope. The hopeless romantic.
Is there hope for them?
God, I hope so. There's got to be a little Sam and Diane, right? There has to be. Plus, would that not be the coolest teaser? Like, is the zombie gonna have a sex life?
Just no hickeys.
Right? Yeah. And I was thinking about that. Like, if he finds out she's a zombie, is that a plus or a minus, guys? I mean, if you found out, you know, your significant other was a zombie, gals, just chime in. I gotta say, that's some serious baggage, but I might be willing to work with that. I think it would be like if, you know, the person you're dating all of a sudden was like, if my girlfriend was like, by the way, I'm kind of Catwoman. And you're like, shit, that comes with baggage, but you're Catwoman, man. I'm gonna stick it out for a while to see what's going on. Like, I want to be able to be like, yeah, no big deal, my boo, Catwoman, she's late again. Jewel heist. Or whatever.
So when you heard about the project, what was it about it that made you want to do it?
Employment. No, I've read comics since I was in elementary school. I still do. I'm in my 30s now, so I call them graphic novels. But I want to be a part of a comic. And I'm always like, ideally, I'm like, I want to be Daredevil or like Wolverine. I'll settle for a manufactured character so long as it ties into a DC property. Which, like, right now I'm like sort of like toeing the line, but like I'll take it. You know, a tie goes to the runner. So it was to be a part of a comic book, be in the DC family, and it was Rob and Diane. I was a fan of Veronica Mars, but especially of Party Down. So when they mentioned Rob, you know, when the project came around, I was like, well, I'd love to have a conversation. When the producers were like, well, who? And I really didn't know if I was overstepping my bounds, but I was like, ideally Rob Thomas. Waiting for my agent to be like, yeah, no, not gonna happen. And they're like, yeah, let's reach out. Called back, yeah, he's gonna call you at 5:30. And it was like, you know, when it just like when you meet like a new friend, you're like, oh, we're gonna be good. Like 2 minutes into talking, it's like not awkward. And like 5 minutes into our phone call, he was like walking through the airport. He just landed, and Flight called me, and we're talking about, oh, he's the ex-fiancé, and we're like joking. A couple minutes in, we're like laughing about, do zombies have a sex life? Like, do zombies have sex? Like, that's great. And I'm laughing like, this is my job. I have a degree in economics, and today I'm talking to Rob Thomas about zombie sex in a job interview. And so it was like, A, this is supremely cool, and B, he's great. And what he had to say about the character I like is my concern, you know, on the page, he was originally 10 out of 13 episodes. And there's a tendency when, if you play that kind of a role, that it can kind of be pushed to the side of the plate as they focus on the A story. And I said, this, you know, no disrespect, but just level with me, is he going to be a purse? Like, just Liz is there for occasionally, you know, the network one, is it going to be the guy who comes in for one scene and be like, I still love you? And she's like, but no. And the audience is like, oh, like, you don't want to move to Vancouver to do that for a year. And he was like, no, you know, know, he has his own life, his own story, and he pitched me some of their ideas, and I was on board.
It's a
You
nice.
mentioned a comic book. Had you read any of the comics or?
No, you know, being in comic shops, often I was aware of the comic and of the covers and of the art. I love comic book art, and but I'd never read it. So actually, the day I was going to talk to Rob, and they're like, he's calling at 5:30. I like just beelined it to the comic book shop and just power skimmed for like an hour, just ferocious skimming the first 2 volumes of the graphic novel. Because in case he was like, what do you think of the subtext? I could actually be like, really deep, buddy. You know, have something semi-intelligent to say.
Is it nice to do something that's a little different than some of your other projects that are more serious or, you know?
Yeah, which is part of which is actually the primary reason why I asked, like, is he here to be just to service that part of it? Like, oh, and by the way, oh, it could be, and especially because, you know, the way he's written in the pilot, it's like in that intervention scene, literally before he speaks the first time, in the action text it says like, charming as hell, and he's like, well, and it's like, well, if he's just gonna be like the guy that all the moms are, yeah, you know, and it's like that can become very boring to play. And as an audience member, you don't want to see someone perfect because that's uninteresting. And so this one, it was, I really want to do comedy. I think it'd be a lot of fun, and they're funny, and I loved the dialogue. So finding out he wasn't just to be, you know, the loving boyfriend, but he actually was funny, had his own voice. Yeah.
So you sat down and talked about
I'm
Zombie
so sorry.
6. Is there any sauciness?
Oh, do we?
Is there any sauciness?